Okay, good afternoon. Welcome to the second afternoon session. This is the theme number 3, theme Psalm. And this is actually probably one of the most interesting and could be a conference in and of itself as we look at the wealth of knowledge sitting to my immediate right, your left. But really for the next hour or so, we're going to talk about how financial technology and the innovation of that technology, both in products, services, safeguards, is really serving the needs of our seniors. We're going to have a global view, we'll have a regional view, and then we're going to come drill right down on Thailand and some of the products that are really meeting probably some of our most significant customer segments that we need to pay more attention to, and that's older adults, older seniors. The other things that I think that you all will find interesting, and it's a cross-section from the very first presentations this morning, is how financial services and the technology that's being applied can be more inclusive, and I guess more aware of who the consumer is. You saw the numbers from roughly 11 or 12% of the Thailand population today, climbing up to sort of where Japan is today is over 30% over the next 13 to 15 years. So anybody who is providing financial services and does it well will be successful, provided that they are inclusive and listening to their customers. To really set the backdrop, we could have gone in a number of different directions in terms of what we're talking about, but I think we really have to set the backdrop as to what fintech is. And Kenan, this program, the Kenan Institute Asia, is fortunate to have Kun Chaladet Kamaratana, the CEO of Fintech Thailand Company. And this gentleman, I will tell you, I had dinner with him last night. I've been asked, I can call him Kun Nook, which is his nickname, but he is really embraced technology in his company, having been in the financial services and the brokerage business with some very reputable institutions. And he is interested in providing adaptive, innovative products for all walks of life, not just rich people that just need extra love and attention. But above all, one of the things that resonated with me was the affordability and the transparency. So, Kun Nook, if you would please, you can stand at the podium, you can stand up, but you have the PowerPoint clicker. Could you set the backdrop for what fintech is and really what it is in the context of our aging society, please?
Okay, before going through my presentation, actually fintech comes from finance and technology. It's the way to make financial world more efficient, just that. So anything that could make financial world more efficient could be considered as fintech. For example, the credit card, right? ATM or online banking or online shopping could be considered as fintech. Okay. I have about 10 slides to talk about the fintech and financial inclusion and investment. Okay. But first of all, I would like you to see this one. For aging society, we have mobile and tablet. I can stand, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. We have mobile application or tablet, right? And today, I don't have to call my mom. I can line with her, right? Or she could do the line call to me. And also, she can send a line sticker or the photo of สวัสดีตอนเช้า or anything to any other friends or for some families members. Okay, and they can do entertaining, gaming, Netflix, or anything by themselves for aging society. It's including the navigation or Grab or Uber, right? And also the food delivery. Let's imagine that if you have old people in your family, they don't have to ask you to drive for her or him to buy food. She could be the grandmom or grandpa can order food online. And also for financial, we can do the payment and banking via the application like from the government saving bank and many other banks nowadays. Also, we can invest through the financial application, which I will cover it later on. And we can do insurtech also. Okay, this is what we use technology for fintech as an aging society right now. And if I split the population of Thailand into these age ranges, starting from under 14, 15 to 24, blah, 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 blah. I think in order to enhance more financial inclusion, we need to input more about financial literacy at the very young age. Okay, let's say for students under 14, we can use school teacher or family to teach about saving and spending. Let's say if you would like to have more, to spend more in the future, you need to save today. That's the basic philosophy that every student should have it in his mind. And then we can start teaching about foundation of investment in the university. So we should add investment class or financial class into every university student's class. Okay? Then we can have this group like the first jobber, okay, 25 years old to 34 years old to start investing. So it's a wealth accumulation phase. Okay? You can have a very aggressive portfolio. You can invest most of your money in stocks or mutual funds that invest in stock. And then you can use this golden 20 years to accumulate more wealth. Okay? And then you can reduce the level of aggressive from the very aggressive one to moderate one and start prepare your retirement planning. So if you are aged around 35 or pre-senior one like 45 or before 55, you should have a certain plan for your retirement planning. And then when you are age 55 and above, you need to enter the wealth preservation phase. So it's like a pre-retirement. You need to have everything in place, everything ready, your home, your cash, your family, to support your retirement life. And then after the age of 65, you can distribute the wealth. You can withdraw your money to use every month. Okay? This is the aging of investment. In Thailand right now, we are going to be the first developing country, right, to be aged society. Okay? We are going to be quite old, but we are still poor. Our GNP per capita is like half of the world's average. Okay, that's a fact. We need to invest more. And why do we have to invest? It is because interest is so low, right? This is the saving rate from all major banks. And this is inflation rate or inflation targeting from the Bank of Thailand. If we rely on saving alone, our purchasing power would be less and less. Okay? And we have 66 million population, but we have less than 5% or less than 3 million of investors. That's not a good number at all. Okay? We are older and we are expected to live 5 years longer than the world's average. But as I said, our income is like half of the world's average. Okay? Why don't people invest? I think the pain points are investment is risky, it's difficult. Some of them may claim they have no time or they don't have enough money to invest. That's the pain point. And that's why myself and my team, we would like to have more investment inclusion in Thai society and also the aging society. That's why we introduced this application. Okay? The name is Ordini. You can Google or you can search in iOS or Android. It's the robo-advisor that you can open account paperless via the application and you can enjoy the asset allocation like this. It will tell you that how much money you could put in fixed income or property fund, local equities, global equities, and gold. And then you can just link this account with your existing bank account. It would invest for you automatically. Okay? All you have to do is just to open an account and deposit and then withdraw. Once you deposit successfully, the robot or this app we would think on behalf of you on what funds you should buy and how many units you should buy, okay? And in every fund you can set automatic investment. So let's say if you would like to prepare for your retirement life, you can invest on a monthly basis, as low as 1,000 baht per month, okay? And this is a portfolio. I could recommend that for the young age, you could afford to take more risk. You can choose 10% of target return or even 12% because you have more time, right? But if you enter into the pre-retirement age, you could choose to lower your risk by having a moderate portfolio or even moderately conservative portfolio. But after you retire, you should set the portfolio return to be like 4% or 6%. And this is the historical return. It should provide up from 5 to 12% based on your portfolio selection. And this is our real customer, okay? This guy is a retired government official. He's now aged 66, okay? 66, not millennials, okay? For this guy, he started to invest as low as 5,000 baht, okay? And then he has made a series of investments like 15,000, 15 to 100, and then 500, and then 1 million baht at a time. And then he decides to request more feature to match his perspective or his preference. He asks for something like daily PDF report sending through email, okay? When we first built the application, we don't think that our client would need email, so they can check on your on their mobile phone. But this guy needs this new service. And also we have another guy. Actually, she's a lady who has made 37 deposits within 3 months. Okay, it means that she might be a merchant or she might sell something online, and then once she get the receipt or the sale, she would put as low as 5,000 or 6,000 baht for depositing into the money into the mutual fund portfolio. Okay, and after the launch, actually we launched the system in mid of this year. We have received awards and recognitions by SEC Thailand and also the Stock Exchange of Thailand. Okay. If you ask me what actually the robo-advisor is, you could check into these prominent players in the US. You can check about Betterment on the New York side or Wealthfront on the California side. And also one of the fast growing ones is Acorns and Stash. They offer something like what I just told you. But here in Thailand, we are the first, and until now, we are the only one, okay, to provide robo-advisor for mass people. If you ask me, what should we do to help aging society? I mean, to help more, okay? So actually, we have the plan in our company that we would like to offer the new product or new feature within the system. The new feature would be called ordinary retirement or ordinary RMF. So we would like to embed the RMF, okay, to provide tax incentive for the one that would like to have the retirement planning. And also we would like to embed the social network features for a person who started investment to ask for the friends or family members to come in. So he or she might deposit for others, or he or she might request for the children to deposit for them, or vice versa, right? Then they set an automatic investment again, on a monthly basis or annual basis, okay? All of the portfolio would be managed by the robot or automatic monitoring and rebalancing, okay? It means that if now the stock is good, robot would allocate more into the stocks. But in the near future, if the stocks is not good, the outlook is not good, the robot would allocate more money into the fixed income or property fund or gold fund. Okay, that's called rebalancing. And then the retirement, okay, after 65 or 60 or 55, whatever, they can set schedule to withdraw money on a monthly basis. So this one might serve as a income after retirement. So that's our plan to help aging society.
So they would be able to withdraw on a monthly basis automatically?
Yes, of course. And the fund would be transferred to your bank account.
And this will showcase in hopefully the first half of 2019.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, good. Excellent. Very good. Okay, so fintech. I think you have a. We really talked about more investment, retirement savings, the behaviors, the attitude. I think toward Thai seniors toward fintech. But now I think we need to step back from that. I think we need to get the lens of the World Bank. And Kun Rachada Anataban Raspla, she is the senior financial sector specialist here in Bangkok. She's been with the World Bank for, I guess, going on 10 years, 2008. And I think just in the short time I've read about her and chatted with her, the couple of things that really stood out to me, aside from just the vast hugeness of the World Bank, is I think there was a passion for consumer banking and seniors that I didn't really expect from the World Bank. But she brings foreign exchange experience from her prior banking. And I think most of all, I think without being a government regulator, but an advocate, is matters such as solvency, modernization, and transparency. So from the eyes of the World Bank, Kunrachita, could you please give us this perspective on financial services and technology?
Thank you so much. You can hear me well, right? Okay. I have a few presentation for you. As a World Bank, we promote two things. One is that reduce poverty, we call poverty reduction, and the second one is like share prosperity. So for Thailand, I think it's reduce poverty. We really rich because we have really small percentage of people below poverty line. So at this moment, we are trying to promote share prosperity in Thailand. And as you hear from Kun Chonadet, is that we use fintechs. And then for these venue, we're talking about the aging population. For me, I will share with you some survey, which is the recent survey in 2017 on the global fintech picture. Can you share my presentation, please? Okay, this is normally the World Bank conduct the global fintech we call Financial Inclusion Index. Every 3 years, the latest one is 2017, so the report is published in the World Bank website this year. So you can search the whole report in the World Bank website, but I show you two interesting presentations.
Which is coming.
Yeah.
By the way, all these presentations, as Mr. Richard Bernhardt explained earlier, will be on the Kenan Asia website. I think you will be able to download them all. They'll be in PDF for those presenters that have granted permission, which I think is virtually everybody. Are we okay? Okay, so we're going to use this little time dividend. I have to ask Kun Nuk. He was talking about robots, right?
Right.
And I was like, robots? I mean, okay, there are two robots out here in the foyer, I think, that Dr. Boone talked about. But robots, I don't want robots investing my money. I want people. I want your brain power. Can you speak to this?
Okay. Actually, I could say that it's not the purely robot who takes care of your investment. It's robot plus human. Okay, so in a way that robot would do the groundwork, would calculate many scenarios or many figures. And then we, as a financial advisor or investment advisor, we have a board of committee or investment committee to look at what robot tells us to do and then we approve or make some modifications on what robot
So you can
tells us.
override as a
Yes,
human.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
So it's like playing chess. We have robot, we have human, we have cyborgs. Cyborg is the one who use robot.
All right. I like the analogy
Yeah.
of chess versus some other
Yeah,
games. Rajita, thank you. Well, I think you're on.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, actually, this picture I want to tell you that this is all the picture that I took while I work in the World Bank. This one is from the GSB somewhere in Nonthaburi 5 years ago. That we still use the passbook, and then this is not the GSB branch. This is the กองทุนหมู่บ้านนะคะ Village Fund that we visit in 2013. And this one is the saving book and then the loan book of that กองทุนหมู่บ้าน or that village fund. And this is the way that they do the accounting. And this is the card reader for the all the Visa card, Mastercard in the big shopping center in Thailand. I took this picture this year. So you can see that this is still happening in Thailand. So I would like to say that they still have room for improvement because this is the latest global Findex survey that I just talked to you, that you can see the blue color here is the money transfer via the account, but the green color is everything in the cash. The paid utility bill, for example, your electricity bill, your water bill, telephone bill, still 70% this year that they paid in cash. So you still have room for improvement. Sorry. And you can see this one. This one received government payment increasing from 2014 to 2017, increased from 12% to 28%. This is partly because of the welfare card that the government promote recently, that they put the money into the welfare card and ask the people to use that card at the blue flag shop, ร้านธงฟ้า with the EDC reader. So as this one, I would like to show that they have a lot of room for improvement to bring in the fintechs into the arena of the playing in the country. But one thing that I would like to point out here, because I'm working in the World Bank and mostly I work on the risk management part, so I look at both sides, on the stability part, on the sustainability, on the soundness of the economy, and then soundness of your money as well. So mostly I would like to talk here is about the risks that you are facing right now in the very dynamic digital life here. Okay, have you seen this email? This is the real email that's sent to my Hotmail account. You can see that this is all the email. If you look at the glance, you will not see the difference, right? But please look at, okay, these three are the general email that normally come to my account. But this one is like Bo Luang iBanking and have something which I don't really understand what is meaning. I mean, if I doesn't know anything, I may click it and then go to inside and then click, and it's turned to be the fraud email. So, and this happens to me every time, so I can show you a lot of slides. For example, like this one, they said that your account have some problem, so I have to do something. And if you look at the detail, the content of the email, you cannot see anything wrong. So this is the risk that everybody facing. And this one also just recently, this is also Bo Luang iPay. This is Bo Luang iBanking. And when you look at the detail, the content, it look like normal. You cannot notice that this is the fake email. And this one for K Plus. And this one also from, they said Kasikorn. So you see that they have a lot of fake email coming through your email box. So please be careful on this also. And this one also from, they said that this is your personal data is invalid. And this one they said mobile number changed successfully. So this is, they try to try to attract you that, okay, if you click this one, for example, if you click this one, I don't know what happened. So normally these kind of things, you have to be careful. And this has happened to me just recently within 3 months. Okay, this one is the survey from the Global Findex. This one they said financial resilience mean that if one people have asked to come up with 1 out of 20 of GNI. Just now from Kun Chuladet presentation, GNI for Thailand is around 5,007 something dollar per year. So if we use that figure, 1 of 20 GNI is around 300 US dollar, is all about 10,000 Thai baht. It means if you ask someone to get 10,000 Thai baht, you can see that from Thailand, only 10% that get 10,000 Thai baht from saving account. Another 20% have to get it from work. And another 20% have to borrow from friend and family. Around maybe 3 to 5% borrow from financial institution, employer or private lender. So if you look at this, we still have less saving. And this just the reason, just the past panel discussion, you can see that for the aging population, you have to contribute to your kid, to your child. They don't contribute to you. So, I mean, if you look at the overall picture, we still need a lot of saving. And just now from Kun Chuladet presentation, you can see that only 3 million people that have invest in other financial product. Only 3 million in investment in mutual fund, which show you that we have less saving in the society. So it's better for us to make sure that we will go to the aging society with financially sound and sustainability also. Okay, I finished my presentation here, and then I would like to go for the discussion later on. Thank you.
Roger, thank you. That was a perfect segue there. And that was, the takeaway was save more, and watch out for mysterious emails, because even if you put it on an app, you could also get some interference from the app too. And I'm glad the World Bank, you're not a regulator, you're a bank, you're the largest and most profitable organization in the world, I think, maybe next to the Federal Reserve Bank in the US. So saving, I won't say the best for last, although I think we have so much in common. Kun Israel Wongrum is a distinguished career banker starting off at Kaisakorn Bank, having many leadership roles, and then was one of the key executives that came over to lead what has been very successful transition at the Government Savings Bank. He currently holds the role as Senior Executive Vice President for the Personal Customer Group, and they are focused on seniors, not only because it's good business, but it also means their trust, their branding will transcend. Please give us an idea on some of the products, not only the savings products, but maybe some others that are available to seniors, and how you're going to roll this out over the next 5 years.
Thank you.
You need that clicker there.
Thank you so much. So everyone starting presentation, I have to do so. Actually, I would like to give you a brief presentation about GSB. Yeah, GSB. We are now 105 years in Thailand, but King Rama VI is the one who founds the bank, and we would like GSB to be savings bank for all the people in the country. But at the moment, we have to do so many assignments from the government, also for our public mandates and our commercial reasons. And we have 22 million customers at the moment, which is about 1/3 of the country population. And out of 22 million customers, we divide into many segments. three big segments: grassroots, normal retail individuals, and also the SMEs and corporate customer. But if we go in depth into the segment of the retail customer, we starting from the school student, university student, to the first jobber, middle income, well person, and also the senior people. We have more than 10 million customers in this segment, and for the senior citizen, we have about 4 million customers at the moment, compared to the number of senior population is about 10 million. So we have about 40% shares in this market. And last year, we just launched the bank for elderly people from GSB. We try to focus on the group of people that has the age 60 and up. And we try to launch many kinds of products to serve the senior people. Not only in the saving deposit, also the lending, and also the mobile banking and digital product to the senior people. We now having 4 million customers using our mobile banking, and we plan to have double number of customers using mobile banking next year. So we should have 8 million customers using mobile banking of GSB next year. And out of this, more than 20% is senior people, senior citizens in the country. And we have the ambition to do many things, not only to be traditional bank, that's the bank for commercial reasons. Yeah, we still have to make some profit, but not much as comparing to the commercial bank. We also need to do our social mandate, to help the poor people also, and help the people with financial literacy, financial inclusion, and whatever that we have to do, if it is the government cabinet resolution, government policy, and the public mandate. And also we now, in the last 4 years, we start with the digital banking products. We haven't have any kind of digital product in the last 100 years. But in the last 4 years, we launched so many kinds of products. For example, mobile banking, credit card, and also the other kinds of internet banking and other kinds of digital banking. And the latest product we launched the market is MyMo Pay. MyMo Pay is GSB Pay, and also the payment via the QR code, something like this. And we are now launching the bank agent, not only in the country, through 7-Eleven, that any person can deposit money at the 7-Eleven outlets, and also to the village fund members in upcountry. We have so many kinds of combination of the internet banking and mobile banking, working with the village fund management, and then they have the representative to go and see the customers in that area, to do the deposit, withdraw, and payment, or whatever. So we do many things for the customer, especially for if we come back to the senior citizen and or elderly person. We launched, for example, digital salak. You can buy salak Omsin, premium savings certificate, using mobile banking 7 days, 24 hours. And we give more interest, we give more, incentive to the customer. Double the interest rate to customer if they buy using mobile banking. And in a very soon, maybe next January, we are going to launch, borrowing or loan online using mobile banking. and especially for the group of elderly people who have premium savings certificate, Salak Omsin with us, they can also, ask for loan by using mobile banking. It's approved in 5 minutes or something like this. And we try to help elderly people to increase their revenue in one area. By what? For example, we give special interest rate for saving deposit, double comparing to normal people. And we give digital salak with we double the interest rate, what I said already. And also we launched a reverse mortgage in last year, that the people who own the asset, house or condo for living, something like this, and without obligation with the bank, the elderly people can come to the bank, ask for loan, and we pay the loan to the bank, to the customer. For example, 10%. For example, if the condo or the housing price is about 1.5 million baht, we give the loan about 1 million baht, 70% of that value, and we pay 10% upfront. For example, 100,000 baht, and we pay the rest by number of months until the age of 85. So if they are 60, we pay the age of 60, we pay 25 years, every month, 300 months to the customer without having the customer to pay back to us. We own that asset. We only pay the money to increase the revenue for the customer, something like this. And we start launching it to the market last year, and we have about 200 customers at the moment, not much. And we have to tell the public more about this product, and maybe we do the commercial advertising about this. And this is what kind of how we increase the revenue for the group of elderly people. And for the saving cost, we also launched the kind of product that we charge very low interest rate to the elderly citizen. For example, if they live in the house with their children, or if the foster buy the house for the elderly people, we also give 0% interest rate for the first year of the loan or something like this, and the rest of the term is not high interest rate, maybe MOR, MLR minus 1-2% or more than that, it depends. And we call this gratitude housing loan. We try to promote the social and warm family, something like this. Not only the commercial side, and we don't make much profit out of this, but we try to do our job, in various dimensions. And this is the kind of the deposits with higher interest rate for the elderly persons, the loan with lower rate or special rate for the elderly person. And also we do so many kinds of digital products, not only to serve elderly citizen. We serve all the segment of customer, but elderly person is one of the group that we focus, and we try to do more in the near future to serve the elderly citizens in the market. And we thought in the next few years we should have more than 50% of the elderly citizen using this product and service of GSB. And we don't want to make much profit out of this group of customer, because we play the role not only traditional bank, digital bank, also the social bank as the main mandate. So we do many things, and I would like to start my presentation with this.
Good, Isra, that's great. Thank you. Thank you very much. So on the gratitude housing loan, if age 60 and you have the 25-year loan, there's the initial payment, and then you get the monthly disbursements. I'm just trying to understand mechanically how that works. So at the end of their last disbursement, assuming they're still alive, let's assume it was 20 years of disbursement. So on their 80th birthday, what happens to the house? Because there's bound to be capital appreciation. Of course, someone's had to service the loan, so it's a performing asset. But what happens under that scenario?
I thought you are asking about reverse mortgage.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. There's two scenarios. After 20 years or 25 years, there are two scenarios that the borrowers are alive or dead. If they are alive, they can still live in that house, in condo, until they die, okay? Without having to pay back to the bank any money. Yeah. And after that death, we have two options. We ask the inherit to buy the house from the bank, or we have to sell it under auction, and we will not, go for the deficit if there is any deficit from the loan and the resale value, auction value of the house, and this kind of the concept that we are doing with this.
So GSB would absorb if there was a
Yes, we absorb.
deficit. Conversely, if the children are there and let's just say that there's a new airport that goes up or there's a new resort, the land, maybe the value of the property went up.
Yeah.
What happens in that scenario?
In that scenario, after the age of 85, we can reappraise the value of the house and the condo, and we can give more loans. But for the next 5 years at a time. So every month we pay to the difference of the appraisal value the first time and
So,
the latest
so it's
time.
ongoing. I
Yeah,
got you.
yeah, something like this.
So we talked a little bit earlier in preparation about linking products and talking about life insurance, possibly linked to that product, or even, let's just say there is no life insurance, but maybe there's linkage to other, if they're all on their iPhone or their smartphone. How is GSB linking or cooperating with other technology partners like FinTech and others just to add more value to that senior customer base?
Yeah. And going back,
Couple of questions there,
back
sorry.
3-4 years, we work a lot with the fintech partners, and we do the revenue sharing agreement with them, and we ask them to help us launching this kind of mobile banking product, internet banking, QR code payment, and even credit card, something like this. And for the next year, and very soon, we are going to sell, health assurance, life assurance, personal accident insurance, whatever, also the mutual fund through the mobile banking, while working with the fintech partner. And we offer this kind of product to the customer directly via mobile banking. Yes.
That's great. And then, we have the big Bangkok Bank over there. It's the largest non-government link bank. So, but it seems like there's plenty of room at the table for commercial banks and then GSB. And for you to, you said you have what did you call it? You're a social bank. You're socially aware, but you also know the importance of being sustainable. So going from 4 million online users or mobile users to 8 million, let's just say over the next 12 to 14 months, that's significant. Your cost structure comes down. Can you comment on that, or maybe what would you? How does that affect the bank's cost structure, and ultimately how does it help seniors with maybe better products or better interest rates? I don't know.
Okay, I could say that in terms of infrastructure, nowadays we have cloud computing. So in order to scale more to support double of customers, it is not actually double or more than double the cost. Nowadays, it is more affordable. We can just buy more servers, the cloud servers from Amazon or Google Cloud.
Much cheaper than branches, right?
It's very, very cheap. And we don't have to own a server room or the cooling power or the main site, backup site, in order to manage the flood or a mob or something like that anymore. Nowadays we have the cloud computing. Okay, and for product, actually, I think the next trend is that we might have one or more than one applications within a bank or one financial institution. One app should be for the mass market, and another app should be for retirement or something like this. And all the apps would be built under the same infrastructure. I mean, the same back-end system or cloud system.
Did you want to add to that?
Yeah, I would like to add this. Actually, I also think about this, about your question. I think it's the bank can get the economy of scale because it's from like 4 million people to 8 million. You don't need to put a lot of investment because you already put a lot of big initial investment at the first place. So you will get a lot of economy of scale. So you get all the cost benefit. But when I think about it, it's not about the number of people, but I think in the future, the bank itself have to put some more investment on the security as well. Because as I show you that they have a lot of fake email, even the telephone call, right? So I think it's in the future, the bank will have to think about security, so improve the trust in the system. So I think this is also the big investment in the future. Thank you.
I'm so glad you brought that up. There are so many, it's documented, I think, on some of the 60 Minutes in the United States, a lot of scams. People that are lonely, you heard about this, people are lonely, they get the phone call, it's like someone called me, of course you're going to talk to them, and all of a sudden there's a facade of trust that's really not there. Which leads me to something that's been recurring all day, all morning, and this afternoon, and that's education. What are some ideas that you all have about how the industry, how the government, how do we educate our seniors? I mean, are there tutorials that they can do, or is this?
Yeah, actually, this is a good question. We also think that because it's to let the senior to know the technology is difficult, and you have to let them pass to the big barrier of trust. So I think it's the way that a lot of banks here have tried to do is that have a staff official to come and then teach how to do it properly. And I think another thing that is also good is that the government itself also have to provide more financial education literacy because you don't know, I mean, now you do more on the digital, right? So it's less on face-to-face interaction. So the better the advertisement or the better the knowledge sharing through every channel, TV, Line, mobile phone or YouTube, it's going to be better for everybody, and this is the way to increase the whole industry. So I think it's to answer your question, to make it like the short answer is that the government, public, private join hand together to improve the whole industry together. I don't know whether GSB or Kun Churadet have anything to add here.
It is quite a challenge, and we always were asked by the government, Ministry of Finance, to do many kind of things like this, and we are now doing this kind of thing with the group of customers, especially in our country. We have about 4 or 5 million customers registered with us, and we are now start having the session of financial literacy, financial inclusion or whatever to the group of customers, especially most of them are senior citizens. Yeah. That's
good. Yeah. I mean, I think it's got to grow and proliferate.
I would like to add this point that from my perspective, I think providing financial literacy or investment literacy is nice, is a good thing to do, but we have faced a problem of conversion, meaning that once we give financial literacy and then we try to convince them to open an account and invest and actively invest, blah, 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 there's a huge loss on conversion, meaning that if we give the literacy to 100 people, we might end up with only one investor or one new investor. So in order to tackle this pain point or challenge, I think we need to come up with a nice product, and it's kind of effortless to try, meaning that we can put very, very small amount to start with. And then if you have some stakes, perhaps as low as 1,000 or 5,000 baht. Then you would like to know more. Okay, you can compare if you don't have any stake, you don't have any investment, you don't care about the market. But once you have investment, it is not big, okay, but you would like to hear about the news and investment. So that's my
You can learn. I mean, it's almost like gamifying it, or a little bit, or
yeah.
Or, it's not gambling. It's really
It's
just
not
making
gambling,
it fun
yeah.
and interesting, so you
Yeah,
can
so
flatten your learning.
Our target is to make product very easy, just like Line or Facebook.
Well, even this like Young Happy back here, they actually have a forum that you can come in and learn about certain needs, whether it's health insurance or whether it's feeling comfortable how to use a bank app on the phone. It's more of a third party, trusted party to validate or to audit in that sense.
Right.
The last thing, we have a few more minutes, but we haven't talked about this, but it is very relevant. And I had a blind spot last night at supper, and that is government regulation in this fintech space, particularly, whether it's for seniors or others, but you actually gave a very positive outlook, and I was pleasantly surprised. So maybe you could start and touch on who the government regulating bodies are in this space, what they have really done to differentiate, to keep up, whether it's ASEAN or global, and then it's not perfect, but what do you foresee? And anybody else, please interrupt if you'd like.
Okay. In this fintech world, we could agree that US is one of the prominent players, and then UK, Israel, right? Australia, Hong Kong, Singapore. Okay. When you talk about Thailand, we need to compare that. For example, in Singapore, we have a single supervision, which is MAS. They take care of everything, right? But in Thailand, we have Bank of Thailand, we have Securities Exchange Commission, we have Office of Insurance, and many more. Okay, in my perspective, I think for SEC, they have done quite a wonderful job of applying new rules, such as digital asset exchange, initial coin offering, or robo-advisor, as I mentioned, or anything possible could be started with the current policies. Or if it's too new, it could be put in a sandbox. Okay. For BOT, I think they just officially announced the peer-to-peer lending regulation, which is quite good for very innovative for aging society as well. But for Office of Insurance, I don't have enough updates on the things. Okay. Perhaps I'm not in the insurance side. Okay. But I think in sum, I think the outlook is quite positive. So if you would like to do new things, either in the shoes of incumbents or startups, we can knock the door of regulators to present the idea or present the mock-up, present the prototype, and then the regulators would help that this should be under this or this specific rules or regulations, or do we need to have to apply for new license or something like this? Very, very positive.
So Rachida, you're I'm going to call you big brother, because World Bank is like our big brother. They got a lot of the bigger policy. Are you pleased with what you're seeing here in Thailand?
Okay, actually, as I said, for the World Bank, we are looking at two things. We would like to promote shared prosperity and then poverty reduction. Within that, we also focus on the stability, sustainability, and then soundness of the industry also. So when you're talking about this, about the regulator, we do agree that it's better to have some regulation, because one thing is that we have to make sure that our customers are protected. But the point is that it's an art and a science to balance between innovation and then the soundness or stability of the industry, right? So Kun Churadet already mentioned about the sandbox. Sandbox is one of the measure to ensure that whatever fintechs you innovative for is going to be good for the business and also protect the customer. And I do agree that sandbox is a good way because you try to do anything within the box first, and after that you roll out to the whole industry. But this is but I think it's a balance. You have to balance between innovation and the stability. And this is the quite challenging task for the financial regulator. And just now, Kun Chorode already mentioned BOT, SEC or FOIC. They are doing their best to ensure that they balance this well. However, we found that we heard from the industry that it's also quite difficult for them to be out of the sandbox. So I think this have to be. I saw you smiling, so you may have some comments on that. So I think this is like the way that the industry and then both public and private sector have to work together to ensure to balance these two things. Thank you.
Kunisara, any capstone point on that, on government regulation or anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, there are many regulators governing us, not only Bank of Thailand or whoever, but also the Ministry of Finance as the 100% shareholder. And most of the time, they have different opinion and conflict among themselves. I assume that. And if there is only one regulator controlling this and doing this job properly, I think, for example, Bank of Thailand, I think it's enough. But at the moment, yeah, we still struggle sometimes in the regulation, because if we have innovation and we launch some kind of innovative product and service, we have to wait, not wait for Bank of Thailand approval, but wait for commercial bank to have the same kind of product and service. Because if we are only one to offer this in the market, it may not be affordable for Bank of Thailand, something like this. That's my point. Yeah.
Just now when we talk about the financial regulator, but when you're talking about the fintechs, you use the technology. At this moment, for example, when I show you my email that I get, I'm sorry that I show they have a name of the certain bank. This doesn't come from that bank. Nah? This is all the fake email. But my point is that when I look at the email, I ask myself, what should I do? Should I report to the bank? At the first time when I received that kind of fake email, I checked with my colleague, my friend who work in that particular bank. What should I do? They said, okay, you better delete it. And I asked, should I report the case so that you can investigate further? They said, at that time, they said it's difficult for them to investigate. So since then, when I get that answer from that particular bank, since then I just delete it. But the picture that I show is just to give the floor or to know that this is the real case. That is not related to the bank here. That is a fake email. But my question is, if I get this one as a consumer protection, where should I report? Should I report to the Bank of Thailand because of the financial product? Or should I report to the, what you call NBCT, National Broadcasting? I still could not answer whether should I report to anybody. Thank you.
That's an excellent point. In fact, that's a good takeaway.
Report to your Facebook timeline. Yeah.
Or you could report to Young Happy. They have this forum that raises these issues. If you're a senior and you feel like you're getting scammed, whether it's the phone call, the email, now you can even get a very deceiving SMS or notification that can rob you. We've run out of time. I guess the three big takeaways are fintech is only going to get bigger, faster, and more innovative. So that's a good thing because I think it will reduce the delivery cost system, which should afford us all a more robust financial service. Curiosity, whether it's mutual funds and life products, anything that's linked, or just good old savings accounts where you're trying to have better behavior, and that capstone point of savings. We all need to save more. It's never too late to start saving and put it away. And frankly, having an electronic, it's harder to get it electronically. Maybe with the passage of time when you scan at the Starbucks or the 7-Eleven, but if you don't have money in your pocket, it's not burning a hole through it, you know, that expression. I want to thank these panelists. We could go on for a couple more hours. I want to thank you, and would you please show your appreciation by a round of applause for them? Thank you.